Hey there, hobby friends. King NASCAR here. Hope everybody's doing well. Yesterday, which would have been October the 12th, 2024, I went to the Nashville Card Show with my buddy Steve and Jim. And needless to say, I think it was a pretty good show for me. But we got there about 10 o'clock, and we left, I guess it was between like 4:45, 5 o'clock. Wasn't as big as crowd as I thought there would be at this show. You could actually walk up to tables and you could actually look at cards and you could actually talk to dealers. You didn't have a lot of, I'll do air quotes, them there. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But it was a great show for me. I picked up a lot of stuff. I'll tell you one thing I picked up that I don't have a picture of and I won't be able to show. I picked up 22 hobby wax boxes from like the early 90s. Yeah, I guess it's early 90s through probably the mid 90s. But 22 boxes of cards. And I got them for well under $10 a box. So I was really happy with that. And I'll probably be doing some videos of that later. Like I said, there's a lot of content in there, so it's going to be fun. But that's one of the things I picked up. Also picked up a good bit of cards. And what was really neat was, you know, I could walk up to, like I said, I could walk up to dealers. I could talk to them. Some of them, I would say 99.99% of them were nice. There was only this one dealer that was a real turd. But like I said, most of them were really nice. I had to ask for NASCAR on a lot of them, and you know, they would say yes or no. You know, that's kind of how I roll at these shows. I'll go up to these tables, and that's how Val and I actually do it. Is just go up to the table and say, hey, you guys got any NASCAR? They'll say yes or no, and if they don't, just move on. It just makes it quicker for me to cover a show. So, with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to show you guys well, it's not the first thing I picked up, but I'll show you something I picked up that I really liked. It's this 1977 Sportscaster card. It's of Richard Petty. And these cards, they actually have two printings. I think the early printings had also Italy and Japan. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but this was made in Italy right here. But like I said, there are also some Japanese versions of these that were printed in Japan. They're hard to tell, except that they just say made in Japan down here. Or excuse me, printed in Japan. But I love these cards. This is like well over a 2,000 card set. It's got, you know, cards from almost any kind of sport imaginable. I mean, they got like, I think they've got like, you know, billiards and they've got like badminton, and I mean, there's all kinds of crazy cards. But there's like 120 something of those cards are auto racing cards. And I think of those 120, I'm trying to think. There's a Cale Yarborough NASCAR. There's a Richard Petty NASCAR. There's one of Daytona, the Daytona track. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else in there of any consequence. Most of them that are auto racing are Indy and Formula One. So if you're an Indy guy or a Formula One guy, and you haven't checked out Sportscaster cards, I would definitely check them out. But this is a cool card. It looks great. I think it's definitely a PSA 9. It could very well grade as a 10. So this will probably be a future submission for me somewhere. So I like that card a lot. I came up to this one dealer, and like I said, you have to ask sometimes because they don't have their NASCAR out because that's not a big seller for them. But I asked this one guy, he goes, yeah, I got a little bag full of NASCAR. And it was a stack of cards, and it's this stack right here, as you can see. And he said, I want $5 for this. And I told him, I said, no, I'll have to pass. And I'm walking away, he goes, how about $3? And I said, you know, for $3, I'll put these cards out of your misery. So I've looked through these. There's not any rookies or not anything really to write home about, but I'll thumb through them real quick and show you guys. You know, got Earnhardt, Jeffy Poo, another Jeffy Poo, more Jeffy Poo, more Jeffy Poo, more Jeffy Poo, Then you've got Elliott Sadler. And we've got Sterling Marlin. There's Earnhardt again. I think that's what, Power or something. I can't remember what that was. And then here's an insert. Dale Jarrett. It is the High Groove. More senior. Ricky Rudd. Kyle Petty. I don't think that's the promo. Maybe it is the promo. I think it is the promo. I think that may very well be a promo. Anyway. Then you've got Kyle Petty. This die cut card. That's nice. Matt Kenseth. You've got David Green. Let me go through these, try to get through these quicker. Casey Kane, Jamie McMurray, Michael Waltrip, Dale Jarrett, got Mark Martin, Brian Vickers, let's see, Davey, Ken Schrader. These are 95 Upper Deck. Bill Elliott, Chad Little. There's Ernie Irvin, Dave Marcus, Wally Dallenbach, Darrell Waltrip, Sterling Marlin, Jeff Gordon, Jeffy Poo again, Jeremy Mayfield, Jeff Gordon. Got another senior. That's good. Got Jimmy. Got Tony Stewart, Bobby Labonte. Almost there. Jeffy Poo. And you've got, is that Jimmy? Yeah, it is Jimmy. I didn't recognize him for a second. Jeffy Poo again. Got Jimmy Spencer and Rusty Wallace. So that was what was in that stack. I was thinking, well, maybe, if I hit like some rookie like a Kyle Busch or a Martin Truex Jr. or somebody like that, it might be worth it. But I mean, for $3, what the heck. So I'm just going to put these off to the side for the moment. Then I found a guy that had a few singles. Let's see what we got here. So we'll look at these singles real quick. We've got an Alex Bowman Prism. It's so shiny. Another Alex Bowman Prism. It's so shiny again. And more Alex Bowman cards in here. Another Alex Bowman Prism. And more Alex Bowman. So you're starting to see a trend here. And another Alex Bowman Donruss. And an Alex Bowman NT card. So I guess you can kind of figure out. Somebody who's watching this video may figure out who these cards may be going to, because I'm not keeping those. Those are going to be going somewhere. Then you got Bobby Allison for the 75th anniversary. Then these Stacks cards. You got a Stacks card of Bubba and Terry Labonte. I thought they were neat to get. Then here's another Alex Bowman. That's a Red Select. William Sawalich. That's a new one. Then I got a Matt Mills auto out of Prism. And a purple Matt Mills out of Prism. Then a gold Rusty Wallace auto. Number 32 of 50. And that's from Press Pass. I don't remember what year that is. I think it's 2001, maybe? Anyway, that's a really nice one. Let me tell you one thing about picking up NASCAR at this show. It was cheap. I mean, super, super cheap. I mean, I wasn't looking for any of these things, but the prices were too ridiculously low to pass up on these things. So I'm going to put out some of these cards so we can have something to look at here. But I enjoyed the show tremendously. It was a fun day. Turns out that I had been in Nashville from the night before. We went to see the ELO concert at the Bridgestone Arena, and that was absolutely fantastic. If you, he's only got a few shows left, but if you get a chance to go see Jeff Lynn's ELO, I highly suggest it. All right, next, there was this one dealer. Again, it was one of those deals where I said, hey, you got any NASCAR? And he goes, yeah, I got some in the box back here somewhere. And he dug some stuff out. And before I show you all these cards were in top loaders that look like this, doll. Mm-hmm. They were kind of yellow. Look at that. Woo! Oh, check that out. It's so clear. But yeah, they were all in top loaders like this, these cards that I got from this guy. And again, it was too cheap to pass up. And I'll tell you, these next cards you see, these are all the cards this guy had. And he wanted to just get rid of them, apparently. I got them for well under $4 a piece. I mean, it's even cheaper than that. It was amazing. So I'll get rid of that top loader. Just wanted you to see what kind of top loaders they were in. So these are all the cards this guy had. You know, these are not of any consequence. You know, I think that's Trax card. No, a couple Jeffy Poo Trax cards. Nothing to write home about. Then he had this 88 Max of Cale Yarborough. And then one of the cooler cards, well, actually had two. It's this one and this one right here, are from Myrtle Beach. The 88 Max Myrtle Beach printing. This is the number 59 88 Begins, which later was Brett Bodine. And then this one is the Daytona International Speedway card number 43, which later became Richard Petty's card. So those were in there, and they look pretty nice. They're not in bad shape. Centering looks pretty good, especially on this one. Now the other one right here, the top to bottom centering, not so much, but they were in there. It was weird. You know, it's just weird what some of these people have. I guess they pick things up in collections and they just kind of throw it to the side and hope one day they can get rid of it. So now, let me show you some of the things he did have. He had this one card, and he threw this in. He did not charge me for this, and it's really kind of a sad card in a way, but it's a Dale Earnhardt Sr. auto, and it's on one of those Speedflix cards. So when he signed it, it ran all over the place. You can see how it ran. So that was pretty sad. But he knew it really wasn't worth much, and he just threw this in with a lot. So he had a whole bunch of other autograph cards, and I'll show you the rest of these here. He had here's a Phil Parsons from 91 Max. Then actually, I just maybe better do it this way. Then he had Chad Little from 91 Max. Derek Cope from 91 Max. Terry Labonte autograph. And he said all these were in person, so yeah, I know, yeah, I got that. I did. Ben Hess. And I looked at him and I said, you know, I think these are all legit autos. I don't think there's anything crazy going on here. And he had Brett Bodine. There's Bobby Hillin Jr. Then you got Jimmy Spencer there. And he had Chad Little. It's Chad Little's auto. Rick Wilson. I don't know why I was saying Ernie Irvin. Rick Wilson. Next, Jeff Bodine. Michael Waltrip. Harry Gant. That's a good one. Here's one I really liked. Harry Hyde. A.K.A. Harry Hogg in Days of Thunder. At least that's whose part they played in that movie. And then Greg Sacks. And then got a couple of factory autos right here. Got Steve Park. You know, his career unfortunately got cut short. Robert Presley. And then a couple of 88 Max cards that he had autographed. Sterling Marlin, which I like. And then he had Phil Parsons. And this is the Charlotte printing because it mentions his wife on the back, as you can see. So got that one. Then these are the two big ones that were in there. He had this Junior auto in there, and that looks legit to me. And what is that? That's what year? 2002 Press Pass. So go Junior. And then here was the big one that he had. It's weird, and I don't know why they had this sign like this, but it's a 91 Max checklist number 1. Dun dun dun. Dale Earnhardt Sr., Davey Allison, and Donnie Allison. So that one's pretty big. I will probably end up getting that authenticated, even though it's on a checklist. I don't know why they picked a checklist, but like I said, it was too what am I trying to say? It was too great of a deal to pass up. I had to buy those cards. So then I found some graded cards. This one guy had some graded cards. This one dealer had just this one card. When I asked him if he had anything NASCAR, this is the only thing he had. He had this Bobby Allison Sports Icons of Leaf, and these come encapsulated, pre-encapsulated in these Beckett holders. And this thing was like super cheap. I mean, I know these things were a lot more expensive when they bought them out of the packs back in the day. But yeah, got the Bobby Allison, NASCAR Hall of Famer. So that one is a really cool card. Let's see, we'll set him down. Set Bobby down there. Then I got all these PSA cards here. The first one is a Jeffy Poo autograph, and it's on the Wheels Rookie Thunder, and it's authenticated. So I liked getting that one. So I'm trying to do this so I don't mess these cards up too much. Then, and these cards too, you would not believe. I mean, these cards were well under what the grading fees that it would take to actually get these things graded. So I picked up, he goes, I got a few more. And I said, okay, where are they? He pulled them all out. I said, I'll just take them all. Because, I mean, I couldn't beat the price. The next one was Austin Cindric on 2023 Donruss. And he's so shiny. Yep, he's very shiny. And then this Richard Petty Power Squad from 2023 Donruss. And it's a shiny one too. Next we had, and I couldn't believe, this is the first one I saw that he had, and that's when he started pulling out the rest of them. He had this Josh Berry auto. And this one's a dual grade. That's expensive to get these things dual graded. And it's a mint 9 card with an auto of 10. So I was glad to get that one because we love Josh Berry. Then Alex Bowman. Couldn't believe I got an Alex Bowman. This is a 2023 Donruss. It's an authentic card and an auto 10. So that was really nice. Then NASCAR Hall of Famer. And it's a dual graded card too. It's a mint 9 card with an auto 10 of Bobby Labonte, 2023 Donruss. So it looks like somebody got a lot of 2023 Donruss graded back last year. So I benefited from it greatly, trust me. Then there's this gold. We love gold. Kyle Larson, 2023 Donruss. And it is, I forget what it's numbered. It's numbered 7 of 10. And it's a PSA 9. I got that one like super duper cheap. And this William Byron. This one's really neat. It's a 2023 Donruss. And this one's only graded with a card. It's not graded with the signature. So again, really weird how some of the stuff was done. But this one's numbered as well. It is numbered, I thought it was numbered. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it's on the front. Number 3 of 24. So, got that William Byron auto. So, that was my pickups from the Nashville Card Show. Like I said, it was a great show for me. And again, I could not believe how cheap the NASCAR stuff was. It's like people just didn't care about it, didn't want it, just wanted to get rid of it. Of course, there was a lot of shininess there. And again, the aisles were it just wasn't very crowded, which I was actually thankful for because, especially after being at the National where you just can't hardly even go and look at a case because it's so crowded. But this one I thought was kind of like what a normal show should probably be like. Probably some of the dealers may not be back next year, but still, I think it was a great show overall. So, I hope you like this video. If you do, hit that like button, and if you really like it, subscribe. That would be really, really nice. So from Cardle and myself, we will check you folks later. Mm-hmm.